Hello, it's Amy with Just a Little Ink. I'm an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and today I'd like to share with you a card I've made for a swap that I've done with other demonstrators. It's using the Sparkle of the Season bundle. Comes with both the Sparkle of the Season stamp set as well as the Seasonal Swirls dies. Lots of different seasons, I got this one attached to something else, that you can do throughout the year, and all kinds of other little elements in the dies that you can use to decorate. I'm mostly using the dies. You can obviously use just the stamp set as well, but I want to show you how fast and simple this really is. I have used our adhesive sheets to put on the back side of both Early Espresso cardstock. These elements obviously I've already cut out with the die, so you don't have to watch. And I've used the brushed metallic cardstock. So the stamp set is found on page 58 of our July to December mini catalog. And I marked it so it'd be easier to find. The brushed metallic cardstock is found on page 32. You can also just search for these items in the online store. It comes in 12 by 12 sheets. You'll get 2 each of 3 different colors. And I just find with these detailed dies, it's the easiest to put together. I've also cut some of these other little elements, some of the pool party, as well as the brushed metallic and the Early Espresso. If I didn't lose them all in my shuffling, will all be good. I may have, we'll see. So you need a half a sheet of Early Espresso cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You'll also need a piece for the inside of basic white, 4 inches by 5 1/4, and a piece of our Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. I'm going to use the wood grained look, 4 inches by 5 1/4, and then you need a scrap piece of Pool Party. You'll use some scrap Pool Party also for these little leaves that you're going to cut out with the one die. And this is measured at 2 11/16 by 11/16. It's one of those funny little numbers, but we're not going to do a lot of stamping, but I want to kind of show you how this card goes together. I just loved the elements and more the kind of the simplicity of a more modern look. So I'm using the leaves from the stamp set, and I'm going to just simply stamp one grouping here and one grouping here. I'm going to leave the inside such that I could stamp whatever I want my greeting or message to be. And then I'm going to take my banner. I have already punched it out using my banner's pick-a-punch. You know I like that. You've got a smaller piece. These little tabs, these Post-it note tabs, work really well for pulling it in through, so you can have it as an extra little finger. But I've already punched that out. So let's stamp. I chose to use Grateful on the front. So I'm going to come in, stamp my Grateful. I'll close up my stamp pad. And let's get putting together. So all the measurements I'll have on my blog, but you can step along again as I put it together as well. So fold that in half. I'm going to go ahead and attach, since I've already stamped, my inside piece, get my stamp and seal running. We're right in the middle of the second round of Celebration, which is Stampin' Up, one of their biggest sales of the year. And this bundle comes in at $45.75 before shipping and tax, and you can get a Celebration item, at least the $50 level ones, the level ones, with just a $50 order. So if you ordered even just a stamp and seal, you would have enough to earn one item out of our Celebration brochure. Any of those items that say for $50. You can get one for free. That ends the end of September, so don't hesitate. It's a great deal. And some really neat offerings that are exclusive to this time of year and won't be around after that. So I put my 2 pieces there. Super, super simple. Honestly, the hardest part is going to be cutting all of these things out. So I attached my Early Espresso one first. I'm going to pull out my pick tool, and I'm just going to use it because I need this little pokey part. I find it's the easiest to pull all of this off, all of this release material. What I like about the adhesive sheets is they're sticky and they'll adhere permanently, but not until I press them in a little bit. So I'm going to kind of gently pull that off. And then I want to attach this. Kind of had a method how I wanted to go. So I'm going to kind of lay it here gently, like so. Then I'm going to pull it off of the metallic piece in the same way. So I'm just going to come in here, find a piece, pull. Easier said when you're not on camera, you know how that goes. All right, and then just gently pull to get the released paper off. Just don't want to be too abrupt, and then it just pulls it off gentle. So then I'm going to twist. So I want these to kind of show a little differently. So let's see, twist it here. Maybe like so. So then what I did is I kind of lifted other parts of it. Push it here. If I want some of these in, I kind of lifted before I press down, like so. And then just press everything tight. Then it won't lift. And then it was a matter of taking and putting, I'm using some mini Stampin Dimensionals on the back. I'm going to do 3 of them just to lift it up. You could use the larger dimensionals on the banner. You'll want either tiny little pieces that you snip or the minis for the leaves when you put those on. So I'm going to place that on the front. Then I just selected some of, oops, I keep on twisting it upside down. I'm going to take and put a mini dimensional on the back of each of these cards. So this is Leaves Out of the Pool Party. And I'm going to just come and I'm going to lay it right on top here. Now I'm covering up one, but I kind of liked how that looked. I'm going to do the same thing up on the top. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to cover up parts. Right here, like so. And then I had a couple, it seems like I've lost my gold. And shuffling of things around, it may have gotten tipped. So I have to cut another one. So I don't have the gold one, but I would have a gold one as well. So I'm going to take that backing off. You could use adhesive. It's certainly not going to affect. And maybe we'll just, well, I'll find it. I'm not sure where it went. Oh, here it is, laying right on top. I knew I had one. So we'll pull this backing off. You get a lot of extra when you're doing the adhesive sheet. So you have some that you can attach. So like so. And then to finish it off, I just use some of our Champagne Rhinestone Basic Jewels. And I'm going to use the other end of my pickup tool and just use some of these small jewels. I want to put one over here. I'd like one down in the bottom. And then I'm going to take one outside over here. So maybe like so. And like that, I've got a very simple, though a little bit involved in the cutting of everything. But once everything's cut, beautiful, beautiful card. And think of how many different seasons you could do this with. I hope you've enjoyed my video. Look forward to seeing you again next time. Have a wonderful week.